You won't believe what just happened. Sweet Tea is finally breaking her silence about her shocking split from Dr. Gregory. And the truth is nothing like what we expected. Was their marriage doomed from the start? Or did something happen behind the scenes that forced Sweet Tea to walk away? Rumors have been swirling for months, and now we finally have the real story. Betrayal, hidden secrets, and a shocking confession. Stick around because this story takes an unexpected turn that will leave you speechless. If you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest Married to Medicine updates and shocking reveals. Trust me, you're going to want to stay tuned for every twist in this story. If you've been keeping up with Married to Medicine, then you know Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory's relationship has been one of the most talked about topics in recent months. What started as a whirlwind romance quickly turned into a roller coaster of emotions, leaving fans wondering what really went wrong. Was Sweet Tea blindsided by Dr. Gregory's actions? Or was the tension brewing beneath the surface all along? Some sources claim that their love story was never as perfect as it seemed, while others suggest Sweet Tea had second thoughts about the marriage even before it began. But here's where it gets interesting. Sweet Tea has finally spoken out, and her side of the story changes everything. When Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory first made their relationship public, it seemed like a dream come true, especially for Dr. Gregory after his very public and messy divorce from Quad Webb. Many believed he had finally found the fresh start he was looking for. Sweet Tea, with her vibrant personality and charm, seemed like the perfect match to bring happiness back into his life. Their romance quickly became a hot topic among Married to Medicine fans. Social media was buzzing with opinions. Some people rooted for them, while others questioned whether Sweet Tea was truly ready for the level of commitment and lifestyle that comes with being married to a successful doctor. Despite the skepticism, the couple moved forward at lightning speed. From extravagant dates to luxurious gifts, Dr. Gregory pulled out all the stops to make Sweet Tea feel special. He introduced her to his world, a world of wealth, prestige, and social status. And on the surface, everything seemed perfect. Their engagement was announced in grand style, leaving many people wondering if they had truly found their happily ever after. But behind the scenes, whispers of trouble had already started. Close sources began to notice cracks in the relationship, small disagreements that turned into heated arguments, conflicting expectations, and a sense that maybe, just maybe, Sweet Tea wasn't fully prepared for the reality of being Mrs. Lunsford. And here's where things take a dramatic turn. Just when everyone thought they were headed toward wedding bliss, the first signs of major trouble began to surface. But what exactly happened? Did Sweet Tea ignore the red flags? Or was Dr. Gregory hiding something? The truth is far more shocking than most fans could have imagined. At first, everything seemed like a whirlwind romance straight out of a fairy tale. But as time went on, people started to notice that things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Close friends, family members, and even fans of Married to Medicine picked up on subtle but telling signs that trouble was brewing. The first red flag: the speed of their relationship. Dr. Gregory wasted no time moving on from Quad Webb. Some people speculated that he was eager to prove a point to the world, and maybe even to his ex-wife, that he could find love again. But was it really love, or just a rushed attempt to fill a void? Sweet Tea was young, energetic, and brought a new excitement into his life. But was she truly ready for the responsibilities that came with being Dr. Gregory's wife? His life as a doctor and public figure came with pressures, expectations, and obligations that few could fully understand. Next, there was the issue of control. Sources close to the couple revealed that Dr. Gregory had a very specific vision for what he wanted in a wife. He expected a partner who would fit neatly into his world, supporting him unconditionally and adapting to his lifestyle. Sweet Tea, however, was no ordinary partner. She had a strong personality and wasn't afraid to speak her mind, which clashed with Dr. Gregory's expectations. And then, of course, came the money factor. Dr. Gregory was known for his wealth and status, and many began to speculate whether finances played a role in the relationship. Some believed Sweet Tea enjoyed the luxury and lifestyle of being with a successful doctor, while others questioned whether Dr. Gregory used his wealth as a tool to control the relationship, setting expectations for her in exchange for comfort and privilege. The tension between them became more obvious at public events. Awkward interactions, forced smiles, and moments of visible discomfort painted a very different picture than the happy couple they portrayed on social media. But the biggest red flag of all? Their arguments. Sources reported heated fights, emotional battles that went far beyond minor disagreements. Sweet Tea reportedly felt unheard and undervalued, while Dr. Gregory struggled to fully commit and let go of his past. The more they tried to hold it together, the more apparent it became that they were falling apart. Sweet Tea's final confrontation with Dr. Gregory is full of shocking twists, betrayal, and revelations you will not see coming. As we picked up the story, the tension between Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory had reached a breaking point. The whirlwind romance that once captivated fans was now spiraling into a full-blown emotional storm. Behind the glamorous dates and public smiles, there was a growing undercurrent of frustration, mistrust, and resentment. Sources close to the couple revealed that Dr. Gregory had very rigid expectations for his wife. Expectations that Sweet Tea simply could not meet. He wanted her to fit a mold, to prioritize his life, his work, his social image above everything else. But Sweet Tea was independent, outspoken, and unwilling to compromise her dreams or her identity. It wasn't just about personality differences. This was a fundamental mismatch in life goals. Sweet Tea wanted partnership, equality, and respect. Dr. Gregory wanted a woman who followed the rules he set. And when those rules were broken, arguments erupted, each one more intense than the last. The final explosive argument came suddenly, like a storm that had been brewing for weeks. Insiders report that it started over something small, a disagreement about a public event or a financial decision. But it quickly escalated into a confrontation about everything in their relationship. Words were exchanged that couldn't be taken back, accusations flew, emotions ran high, and then came the bombshell. Sweet Tea uncovered something that completely changed her perception of Dr. Gregory. While the exact details remain under wraps, multiple sources hint that it involved deception, betrayal, and a betrayal so serious it forced Sweet Tea to take immediate action. It was clear to her that this wasn't just a rocky relationship, this was toxic. The next morning, Sweet Tea packed her bags. She was done. She wasn't leaving quietly, she was leaving on her terms. And she made a decision that would shock fans across social media. She was going public with her side of the story. Before Sweet Tea's exclusive interview aired, fans noticed subtle hints on her social media. Emotional Instagram stories, cryptic tweets, and quotes about self-worth started to appear. Posts like, "Never let anyone control your happiness. You deserve better. Some people love you until they can't control you anymore. When people show you who they really are, believe them the first time." Fans immediately suspected these messages were about her marriage. And then came the bombshell post. A smiling photo of Sweet Tea with the caption, "You never know how strong you are until you choose yourself." The internet erupted. Everyone knew something big was coming. In the exclusive interview, Sweet Tea finally revealed the truth. She didn't just confirm the split, she exposed the painful reasons behind it. She described feeling undervalued, unheard, and dismissed. Arguments weren't minor. They were battles over power, control, and respect. And then came the most shocking hint of all, infidelity. When asked if there was another woman involved, Sweet Tea didn't answer directly. Instead, she smiled knowingly and said, "Women always know." That one line sent the Married to Medicine fan base into a frenzy. Was Dr. Gregory cheating? Or was there an even more scandalous secret behind their split? Sweet Tea didn't stop there. She explained that the relationship wasn't just emotionally exhausting, it was financially restrictive. Dr. Gregory reportedly tried to control her spending, limit her access to money, and use finances as a tool of manipulation. Sweet Tea, however, refused to be financially dependent or powerless in her own marriage. Her decision to walk away wasn't impulsive, it was calculated. She had weighed her options, recognized the toxicity, and decided her independence, dignity, and peace of mind were worth more than maintaining appearances. After the interview aired, Dr. Gregory responded, but not convincingly. His carefully worded statement downplayed the drama, claimed irreconcilable differences, and painted himself as the victim. Fans were skeptical. Many pointed out patterns in his past relationships: controlling behavior, prioritizing reputation over partnership, and emotional manipulation. The narrative began to shift. Suddenly, Dr. Gregory wasn't the charming doctor fans had believed him to be. He was the man Sweet Tea had claimed he was all along. And here's where it gets even more dramatic. Sweet Tea didn't just walk away. She flipped the script. Within weeks, she announced the launch of her own lifestyle and empowerment brand, Self-Love and Sweet Tea, Healing, Growth, and the Glow-Up You Deserve. This brand wasn't just about business, it was a statement. Sweet Tea was reclaiming her narrative, turning heartbreak into empowerment, and proving that she could thrive on her own terms. Of course, not everyone supported her. Critics accused her of using the breakup for clout, claiming the brand launch was strategically timed to capitalize on the drama. But Sweet Tea didn't flinch. She leaned into the criticism, posted a TikTok with millions of views, and owned her power. Meanwhile, Dr. Gregory wasn't staying single for long. He was spotted with a mystery woman, sparking rumors that she might have been the reason for the breakup all along. Fans debated whether he had moved on too quickly, or if Sweet Tea had been one step ahead from the very beginning. The tension had been building for months, the whispers growing louder with every cryptic social media post and heated argument. Sweet Tea had finally broken her silence, revealing the truth behind her split from Dr. Gregory. But the story wasn't over yet. The finale was about to shake Married to Medicine fans to their core. It all started when Sweet Tea made the boldest move of her life, taking full control of the narrative. Instead of letting rumors define her, she revealed exclusive details in an in-depth interview. She described the power struggles, the emotional manipulation, and the moments that left her feeling trapped. Fans were riveted. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a battle for dignity, independence, and truth. The shocking revelation. Sweet Tea confirmed that her relationship had been plagued not just by emotional control, but also by deceit. She didn't reveal everything at once, but her hints were enough to set social media ablaze. The implication of another woman, paired with Dr. Gregory's controlling behavior, painted a picture of a marriage doomed from the start. Fans began to piece together the timeline, realizing that Sweet Tea's instincts had been correct all along. Behind closed doors, Sweet Tea had meticulously documented everything: messages, financial records, photos, and conversations. When the time came to walk away, she had a plan. This wasn't an impulsive decision. It was a strategic, carefully executed move that ensured she would emerge stronger, empowered, and in control of her own story. The power move that stunned everyone. Sweet Tea launched her brand, Self-Love and Sweet Tea, just days after the viral interview. Unlike a simple poster statement, this was a full-fledged empowerment platform. It was designed to help women reclaim their lives after toxic relationships, and it sent a loud, clear message. Sweet Tea wasn't a victim. She was a victor. Fans immediately noticed the timing. While Dr. Gregory scrambled to respond to the backlash from Sweet Tea's interview, she had turned her heartbreak into a multi-dimensional win. Social media exploded. The brand's launch, paired with her unapologetic public statements, positioned her as not just a reality TV personality, but a voice for women navigating betrayal, heartbreak, and abuse. Meanwhile, Dr. Gregory found himself in a media storm he hadn't anticipated. His attempts to downplay the situation only fueled speculation. Fans dug into old footage, interviews, and social media posts, noticing patterns that confirmed Sweet Tea's claims. Comments about his exes, controlling tendencies, and his obsession with public image all resurfaced. The narrative had shifted. Dr. Gregory was no longer the charming doctor fans admired. He was the man Sweet Tea had described. And the internet wasn't letting him off the hook. Rumors of a new woman entering Dr. Gregory's life added more fuel to the fire. Questions arose. Had she been involved during the marriage? Was Dr. Gregory moving on too quickly? Social media sleuths speculated endlessly. Meanwhile, Sweet Tea remained calm, focusing on her growth, her brand, and her independence. She didn't respond to the rumors. She didn't need to. Her actions spoke louder than words. The final showdown. In a live-streamed Q&A with fans, Sweet Tea addressed everything head-on. She revealed that she had not only walked away from the relationship, but also from the toxic patterns that had plagued her marriage. Her message was clear. No one, not even a wealthy, high-profile spouse, had the right to diminish her voice, control her life, or compromise her values. She encouraged fans to take control of their own narratives, to recognize the red flags in their own relationships, and to prioritize self-love above everything else. It was an inspiring, emotional moment that cemented her status as more than a reality TV star. It showed her as a woman of power, wisdom, and resilience. The aftermath was chaos for Dr. Gregory. Public opinion had shifted dramatically. The viral interview, the empowerment brand launch, and Sweet Tea's unwavering confidence all worked together to dominate the conversation. Fans rallied behind Sweet Tea, applauding her courage and strategy. Dr. Gregory, on the other hand, faced scrutiny, criticism, and a damaged public image. His attempts to regain control of the narrative fell flat as Sweet Tea's momentum continued to rise. The social media storm, fans, bloggers, and industry insiders dissected every detail. Hashtags supporting Sweet Tea trended worldwide. Clips from her interviews were shared thousands of times. Influencers praised her strategic moves, her empowerment messaging, and her ability to turn personal pain into public victory. Even celebrities weighed in, applauding her resilience and dedication to self-growth. Meanwhile, critics questioned her timing, claiming she was capitalizing on the breakup. But Sweet Tea didn't let the naysayers affect her. Every post, every statement, every action reinforced her message. She was done being controlled, done being silenced, and done being underestimated. The ultimate lesson: Sweet Tea's story is more than just reality TV drama. It's a blueprint for reclaiming control after betrayal. She demonstrated that walking away isn't failure, it's strength. Speaking your truth isn't recklessness, it's empowerment. And turning heartbreak into growth isn't just possible. It's a power move that leaves the world watching. By the end of the saga, Sweet Tea wasn't just Dr. Gregory's ex-wife. She was a symbol of resilience, independence, and triumph over toxic relationships. The scandal, the betrayal, and the heartbreak all became tools she used to rise higher, louder, and stronger than ever before. Final thoughts. Sweet Tea's journey is a testament to the power of self-worth, planning, and courage. She walked away from a relationship that no longer served her, spoke her truth, and created a future on her own terms. Dr. Gregory, left in the aftermath, serves as a cautionary tale about control, deceit, and the consequences of underestimating a strong, independent partner. So, whether you're Team Sweet Tea or just a fan of reality TV drama, one thing is undeniable. This saga will go down as one of the most shocking, dramatic, and empowering storylines in Married to Medicine history.